2021, four men got together to make a radio show that nobody asked for. This is the result.
Welcome to Broad Street Radio. I'm Michael Morris, sitting in for two of the boys today. Kendra Carter. Kendra, how are you?
Fantastic.
That's all we're going to get out of you today. Bill Warren, how are you?
I'm doing great, and welcome back, Kendra.
Would you like to introduce our guest? Because you guys are longtime listeners, first time caller.
Yeah, yeah. Lee Brown. He is the owner of Tommy's Jerky here in Grove City, and you may see his Tommy's Jerky trucks running around town. They're all over the place. But I met Lee right after he opened, actually, and he became a client of mine back then, and actually he's become a good friend since then. And it's been...
First of all, Lee, get on the microphone. And are you really good friends with Bill? Because I think that's bullshit.
Actually, you know, I was told one time that you're only one person away from finding more success. And Bill has helped me.
So Bill has put you
tremendously.
Two people away.
Two people.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're not just a friend, you are a client, and
Yes.
you're still friends.
Yep.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
I'm not sure that's how that paradigm works.
Lee's just a great guy, and it's been an interesting journey with Tommy's Jerky.
It has.
Outlet store, and so we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on today in the climate of the business world, especially in small business. And I thought Lee would be a great guy to have in for this.
Well, Kendra has something.
Can you tell us where your shop is?
My shop?
Your store?
Yeah, it's off Exit 2 on I-270 south, about a half a mile down, right-hand side, directly after Wendy's and Tim Hortons. Burger King is across the street.
Yeah, it's right on Broadway in Grove City.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
I see what you did there. That was like a plug.
Well, just in case. Well, yeah.
Kendra, stop hogging the mic. So, Lee, tell us just a little bit about what's in the store, because we want to get into the small business aspect of things, but tell people, I'm fascinated because I just met with you for the first time a couple weeks ago, and we spent like 3.5 hours in that store just talking jerky, which I don't think anybody thinks that you can do, but you can.
I can do that. Our store carries several different types of exotic games, ground games, gourmet sausages, wild boar bacon, all kinds of different things, as well as beef jerky and smokies, which are the old-fashioned style type stick, completely different than a Slim Jim. I don't know if you have ever read the label of a Slim Jim, what you're actually eating. They're being made right here in Columbus, and they make them.
Shout out to small business at Columbus.
Well, they're a pretty big company, actually.
Yeah, they are.
They make dog food, and they're on the west side.
Yep.
And what they do is they use
Kendra
all the
west
filler
side.
and byproduct that's left over from the chicken, the beef, and the pork. Yeah.
And those are really the best parts, the hooves, the beaks,
yeah,
all of that.
yeah.
I like a little extra added in my salad.
We don't do that with our stuff. We're only using the choice cuts of meat. Top round, bottom round, and sirloin. And, you're going to find gourmet game sausages in there that are just amazing.
Yeah.
Like, elk with pears and red wine, pheasant with cognac, rabbit with herbs and white wine, wild boar, a lot of cool things. Plus, we have our own line of hot sauces, barbecue sauces, and salsa. And then we have probably the biggest selling item in the store is our hot pepper bacon jam, and it's.
I can get down with some hot pepper bacon jam.
It's world changing.
Kendra is a former customer.
She's had that. I could tell.
I'm telling you.
I'm a current customer.
Oh.
I said I can get down with some Tommy's Jerky. I used to live right there, walk in. I haven't spent 3 hours there, but I can definitely get lost in the jerky wall.
Well,
for
I can
sure.
tell you, Kendra loves meat of all kinds. So, what we wanted to discuss also today is, as a small business owner, like how did it affect you to be in a pandemic running a small business that is really a face-to-face kind of business?
It was very difficult, to be quite honest with you. Prior to the pandemic, we tried so many different ways of marketing. If you can think it up, I'll dream it up even better. If it works, great. If it doesn't, I move on to something else. But the pandemic really hurt the walk-in traffic.
Crushed it.
If we sat there today and waited for people to walk in the doors, I'd have closed 5 years ago. You just can't do that. The market is changing dramatically, and I'm seeing more of an impact for online sales than I've ever seen before. And we're trying to restructure things to where we get a lot more online business. But the COVID, it really hurt the business dramatically. Numbers were down consistently, month in, month out. And the only thing that kept us moving was our jerky trucks. And we take those trucks all over central Ohio. And we cater to, the white collar guys working alongside the road, factories, warehouses. We give people an opportunity on the website if they'd like for us to come out and visit, we'll put them on the schedule and go see them. Employers really like that because, number one, their employees aren't leaving, so that means they're going to be more productive at their lunch times and breaks. And, this is something that they can, chew on all day long.
It's healthy, too. I mean, most of these companies, if they have a vending machine there, you're your health nut. When's the last time you saw a vending machine with anything healthy in it? Right? It doesn't happen. So to be able to have a healthy product that's high in protein, it's choice cut meat. I mean, it's employers like it. The guys on the side of the street, the old trucks. I remember my grandfather years ago. They'd have that. I forget the name of the company. They'd pull up and they'd open the doors and they had their sandwiches and stuff. That's what Lee's doing, but he's doing it with jerky and smokies, and it's just a great idea. It's working well for him.
So how does somebody sign up for that? I work at
just go to our website. You can get to it a couple different ways. Tommy's Jerky Store, ColumbusOH.com.
Actually, we just changed that.
We did.
Yeah, it's the JerkyGuru.com.
JerkyGuru.com.
Fitting.
And just click on the part that has to do with the trucks, learn more. And there's a form at the bottom of the page. Fill it out. We'll contact you. We'll talk to you. We'll schedule a time. And we don't come and stay a long time. We're in and out within 5 to 10 minutes.
It sounds like you could have a big hit at golf clubs on a golf day. Actually,
we used to promote different things through the golf programs out there. And it just depends on how many adult beverages they've had. To be quite honest with you. Right. So,
for the record, which one of the Smokies is that you said is great with your Bloody Mary?
Oh, the jalapeno hot pepper cheese.
That was it. Jalapeno hot pepper cheese.
We call that addiction.
Yeah, addiction. That stuff's
addiction.
Good.
It's kind of like that old Lay's potato chip commercial.
Oh, can't eat just one.
That is true. He did give me a package of 10. He was like, just take it. I'm like, no, I'm going to pay for it. Been here for 5 days. And so I went home and I'm eating it on the way and I'm talking on my Bluetooth and I just chomp it away. I ate them all within like an hour without realizing what I was doing.
They're stinking incredible. Yeah. They're so good.
Well, it's really kind of funny. I got a call from Justin. He's the owner of the Time Zone here in Grove City. Yeah. He's like, we've got a business opportunity for you. Can you come see me? I'm like, well, I can't do it today. So, I'm like, okay, what's this business opportunity? Well, I had stopped by there and he bought one bag the previous week, a jalapeno hot pepper cheese for all the Bloody Marys that he serves. So now he wants to sell jerky. So we do that. We do outside distribution for wholesale accounts. Yep. We do a lot of very unique things. We do fundraisers and all kinds of things. But getting back, Mike, to what you were talking about the pandemic, it hurt a lot of small businesses. This increased bill, like you were talking about, $15 an hour wage.
That's tough.
It's just really tough for small business guys. But the big issues that we all have now, I don't really want to get into politics, but nobody wants to work because they're making more money sitting at home.
Yep.
The unemployment, the extra money, now they're talking about a forced stimulus plan. So getting people back to work. I mean, just look at the fast food places here in Grove City. All of the indoor setting and eating isn't open because they have nobody to cover the floors.
Yeah, they're running lower capacity. You'll see half the restaurant not open because they don't have service.
And they changed
for it.
their hours, so they're
They
either
changed their hours, yeah.
opening later
Yeah.
or closing earlier.
Yep.
So, get into these small businesses, like your auto body places, like United Rentals down here on 3C.
Yeah.
There used to be 90 people that worked in there. Guess what? There's 4. They all work from home. So we took not only a big hit on the store, but we took big hits like
corporate locations,
ODRC here in Columbus.
Yeah.
It was easy for us to roll in and sell 60 to 70 bags in an hour. Those people haven't been back to work, and hopefully we'll see them by September. I don't know.
Wow.
So that happens all over. We cater to the construction industry a lot. However, financing's getting tougher. Look at the cost of materials.
We were just talking about that
A
on the show
building that
last
you
time.
could put up for $1 million is now costing you $3.5 million. So this building industry is definitely going to slow down. I feel for, those people, but it also, if everything is a trickle-down economy, it's going to hurt everybody. And it's going to catch up. It will catch up.
Well, I would like you to comment on this part because we did talk about this off the air, but Chipotle is raising their prices, right? And Bill thinks that that's fair because the guy that's the CFO makes $38 million, but they're saying they're going to increase all the wages to $15 an hour, but they're going to pass that along to the consumer. And what was the rate?
So they just announced that it's going to be up to 4% increase across the board, and they're citing increased labor costs. Now, I think there's some legitimacy to that, but you also kind of need to peel back the layers. When you take a look, Brian Nickel, their CEO, last year made $38 million in 2019.
Now, does he work on the grill or he's making the bowl?
No, I think he does the rice.
Okay.
But in 2019 he made $16 million. So do the math there, right? Now a lot of that wasn't just salary. There were a lot of long-term incentives and performance incentives. There was an annual bonus, and because of the pandemic, a lot of those executive annual bonuses have performance numbers and levels to them. Well, my understanding is that they did away with those because the pandemic changed everything. So they just paid everybody out max at the executive level. So I don't know that the 4% increase is because of labor costs when you see money flying out the door for executives like that. However, the difference is they're a multi-billion-dollar company. They can absorb some more of this and pass that along. A small business owner can't, right? We get on the memories every now and then. He can't pass that along to everybody.
Right.
He's not going to be competitive, right?
But that's the other part of this is that big corporate America, during the shutdown, these small restaurants weren't making it anyway.
Yep.
So if you're struggling already, you don't have the marketing behind it. You can't, Chipotle can run TV commercials, send you coupons in the mail, run digital advertising, TV. They're going to exist. The small guy can't do one of those 4 things, right?
Nope.
So I don't have a choice because my cost of labor is going to go up. My food costs are going to go up because I can't buy in bulk and I can't get the same amount of people.
Yep.
That guy struggles more than these corporations, but these corporations, the Cheesecake Factory getting a bailout from the government, for what purpose, I have no idea.
They have really good cheesecake, though, dude.
Well,
I'm
glad
you need
they're-
to keep that place alive.
This part of the show brought to you by Cheesecake Factory. But what I'm saying is that they have an advantage that the small guy doesn't, right? So like Just
100%.
Pies or whatever,
Yep.
they could have closed their door because they couldn't afford to pay rent, right? So you're eliminating the small guy anyway.
Yep.
You're taking on more customers because your competition is closed.
Yep. Well, the ripple effect is crazy. We were talking when I was over there last year. Your costs went up about how much? What percentage?
Well,
ballpark?
I mean, just to
It
give
varies.
it wasn't last year. It's just recently.
Right, recently.
To give you a little bit of an idea, we had to take a price increase.
Yep.
Number one, the beef supplier, they were the biggest one in the country. Got hacked into. They had to pay millions of dollars to get it released, and now they don't have workers. And the cost of beef per pound. Now we took a price increase the 1st of May. Since then, I found out last week we've taken another price increase of $1.92 per pound.
Wow.
That somewhere it's going to have to get absorbed, and I told the guys in the plant, I'm like, I cannot do that. I'm already absorbing some of it. I can't get my pricing completely to where it really needs to be. But
well, take those price increases and now
they're huge.
throw on top of that a push to go to $15 minimum wage. And I'm not saying people should not earn livable wages. I'm not saying that at all.
No.
But when you take, to your point, when you take a look at how much they can make staying at home, if I'm going to pay $15 an hour for someone to come in that may or may not show up, and then I'd have price increases from my product coming in, my cost of goods sold going through the roof. Small businesses can't absorb what these bigger ones can absorb. And it's just, I think people just don't think about that type of a thing. I think everybody should make a fair wage, but what's fair, right? That's the question.
So, we have a tendency on this show to always end with negative notes, but
Let's do it in the middle.
let's
Okay.
no.
Okay.
So
Mix it up a little bit. I like this.
My parents own a business in northeastern Ohio, and they have 15 to 20 employees. And I just asked him this morning. I said, Dad, what are you gonna do? And he said, Kendra, I can't get workers. I can't get them to come because not only does he have to raise their wages, and again, the livable wage thing, I understand that. There's two flips of the coin, but
right.
I told him, I said, well, you have to raise your prices. Is X steamer co going to have to raise their prices as well? And he said, well, they should, but to your point, bigger companies can absorb that a little bit better, and they might be pricing out the little guys.
That's the strategy right there, right? That's the strategy. The bigger guys can absorb this for a longer period of time, and they will run the small business owners. They'll run the competition out. And when you lose competition, what happens to your price? It goes through the roof because you have minimal competition. Right. So there's a lot to
Well, it's
this.
kind of like cell phones, right? And
Yeah.
there used to be 30 different kinds of cell phones. Now there's like 3: Samsung, Apple, and then
somebody else.
Yeah, some shit we can't even think of, right?
Yeah.
But again, it's like, do you get a new iPhone for $1,000 or you get this Samsung thing for $800? There's your competition. There is no in between, right?
Well, and we're all fighting for workers.
Right.
So let me give you a little idea. All small business people that are listening to this, institute this into your hiring practice. This is good. What we would do is we would have somebody do a ride along with us. Like, we're looking for drivers for our trucks. It's impossible to find someone that wants to work, but here's what we did. They would come out, first day, we just say, hey, ride along with us. You'll see what we get to do. We get to know you. And at the end of the day, we're going to look at you and we're going to say, hey, is this something you want to do? Or we may look at you and say, hey, I don't really think this is going to work out. I mean, I've had guys fall asleep, but
we've had guys fall asleep on this show.
Here's what
I was really
doing.
tired of my defense.
Here's what they were doing. They're like, yeah, I really think this is something that I can do. So then we pay them $100 a day for 5 days to ride along and learn a very, very basic way to present our product. At the end of those 5 days, when you're ready to hand them the keys to get them to go to work, you never hear from them again. So what they're doing, here's what they're doing. They're coming in and they're like, well, I'm already getting paid pretty good money to stay at home. Well, heck, I can make another $500-$600 just to ride along.
So you got to do the sign-on bonus contract.
No. Let them know that you're going to contact the state of Ohio workers comp or wherever the money's coming from, so they know that you offered the job. Guess what? They come to work.
Yeah, but do they stay?
No, they don't.
And are they mad?
No,
are
they
mad
don't.
at you?
They don't. But you got to let these people know that we're reporting back that we offered you a job.
So that's great. So then,
then you got a better chance of retaining them. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So you smiled and you got excited. What can business owners do to stay optimistic during this time? I mean, you had a great idea there to share and put out there for other folks. I'll certainly extend that to my dad and his tactics as well. But, what else can you do to stay optimistic as, things are kind of forcefully dumped on your plate to raise?
What you need to do is think outside the box. You got to think about, okay, if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to keep getting the same results. So you got to change. Look around. The answer is right around you. You know, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute. You know, I'm getting close to 60 years old, got new hips, new knees. How many days do I want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and, you know, go work a 7-hour shift on my truck and then spend, 4 hours in my store every day? I'm not going to do that.
You got all new parts, dude. That should not be a problem for you right now.
Yeah, but the top part is still the old
He should
part.
be working hard right now.
Yeah, if he had a new part everywhere, he'd be fine.
Yeah, I just start from here. So I guess really, the thing is that I know that online sales is the way to go. Like, we let people know that if you buy $30 worth of our jerky, we're going to deliver it to you for free.
Now think about that. There's gas involved. There's trucks involved. They're out running. But he found a way to implement that.
If it's not $30, we're going to charge you $5 and we're still going to bring it to you. I mean, you'll spend $17 for a hamburger and french fries to be delivered to your house.
Yeah, but you get fries. Like, if you had fries, I would be
anyways.
Sweet potato fries are a bonus.
They're cold.
Get
Anyways,
some bacon
but
jam. That bacon
the bun's
jam
all
is the bomb.
soggy. But, I don't know. There's a lot of things that I could talk about, but you have to change, And one of the ideas that I came up with, another gentleman, was our VIP program.
Yeah.
Listen, you know what's so weird? I don't care if it's telephone company or cable company. I was with, it ended with Link. I had them for 22 years. My bill got up to over $140 a month. But the new guy that came on board could get it for $12.99 a month. It's just like the phone companies. Any utility company, they like to give the new person the better deal.
Yep.
But guess what? Do you put your eggs in a basket with someone that's never bought from you before, or do you take care of the customer you already got?
Take care of the people taking care of you.
Take care. So what I did is I came up with this VIP program where the customer puts a little skin in the game and we throw money back at them. So every time they walk in the door, they're saving money. And, you got to think about different things to help people.
When are you going to start offering the Bloody Marys with the strokies?
On a truck?
Okay, so we have
Or
a
the
mix.
truck, because I would subscribe to that and I would have the truck.
Every time I go on a job site, everybody's like, "Yeah, any beer?" But I could sell beer on the back of my truck. But I don't think that would go over very well. But we do have something called Parker's Hangover Tonic. It's really, really good, and it'll make the perfect Bloody Mary every time. 1 ounce of your favorite vodka and 1 ounce of that and 8 ounces of your, tomato, clamato juice, whatever you like. It's so good. You got to try it. Come to the store. I'll give you a bottle. Just come in and get one. Parker's Hangover Tonic.
I see a social. I see a social
For our group.
that needs to happen like 4 p.m. on a Thursday. Get the Smokies, get the hot cheese, and get the tonic and the clamato, whatever. Get it all. We're there.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
And if they're not there, I don't care. I'll be there.
My point is you got to think outside the box. Like, I never really ever thought that I would even consider radio. I did something in the past. It worked really well, but then after it was all over, I sat there and I'm like, I just lost more money than I made. Newsprint, okay, give you an idea. You get these in the mail in your mailbox. Full page ad, $1,200 a month. And they get these little coupons on there, 10% off, $2 off, to whatever. Grove City, I think there's like 10,000 of them that go out. How many of them actually ever come back?
I'm going to guess less than 0.
1 maybe?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, or 2, and I spent how much money for that?
Yep.
Okay, so there is a thing about branding. Bill's been helping me with branding for a long time. But traditional forms of advertising, they're the thing of the past, in my opinion. You got to stretch out. You got to do different things. So.
That's why I brought Mike one to see you.
Yeah.
He was talking about doing TV, and I'm like, dude, you don't want to do that. It is so expensive. But if you're open to radio, I've got a radio magician that I'll bring in here, and it's already starting to work. But to your question, part of why he succeeded, this guy's never come up with an idea that he wouldn't try. I mean, we could offline without doing. I tell you some of the stuff we'd sit here laughing and have a couple drinks over it. He's creative, and he said get out of the box, and that's what he's done. That's why he's survived the way he has and got through the pandemic. But the whole thing, I mean, think of the investments to put jerky trucks on the road, right? To outfit them, the inventory. There's cost to a lot of this, and he's tried a lot of different things. But what he does well is what a lot of business owners don't do well. They say, well, yeah, I saw some revenue, but they don't really step back and take a look. Did I get an ROI or not? And he tried some things, said, okay, we're not doing that again, right? We've had a few of those.
Yeah.
I'll try this. You know what? Let me do this. We'll turn this off now. We'll turn that on. He's always moving. But to that point is, so many business owners just kind of do what they've always done because they're in that whirlwind, right? The whirlwind of just keeping the business running and running the day-to-day stuff. If you step back and start asking yourself questions, the other thing Lee's done is he's talked to a lot of people. I've sat down with him. Michael sat down with him. He's brought other people in with different types of marketing and businesses. He's always asking questions. He wants to learn from others. And that's the biggest thing I think most small business owners don't do is they don't make themselves a student of business. And that's what you really have to be. You have
Well,
to
I
be a
think they
student
get
of
stuck
business.
working in their business, not on it.
Right.
And it's hard to do when you're in the
100%.
small business.
Yep.
But the best way to get better is to ask other people how they're doing it or who they use or whatever. The only reason I get better at what I'm doing every day is I have a bunch of experts that I don't know this stuff.
Yeah.
So if I reach out, even if they don't, they know somebody that can help me get there.
Yeah.
That's all it's about.
Yep.
Kendra, you look like you're going to say something.
I was going to say it's debatable that you're getting better.
Why are you on the show? Anyway, Lee, we got to wrap up because we got to go. But
Yeah.
tell people again how they can find you online.
Okay, thejerkyguru.com. Hop on there. You can find us. There's a lot of stuff to look at. You can look at photographs. You can, listen to radio spots from the past. Stop
it's
in.
like an
Put your
ugly
meat
Vanna
sticks
White.
away, Bill.
Get you a bag.
I'm
I
doing
brought
my
3
best.
bags. Y'all choose
I'm
which
doing
one
my
you
best
want.
Vanna White impression. Come on.
How do we cut this part
Ideally,
out?
here's the thing. You're going to see our jerky trucks. Just honk your horn. We'll pull over for you. Just look for us. You'll see us. We're very visible.
Yeah.
But go online, and if that doesn't work for you, you're taking a road trip, you're going to do some backpacking, fishing, going to concerts, since those are opening up.
Gonna
It's the
write your own
perfect
manifesto
food.
in the woods.
But I do got to say one thing. Jerky, people don't realize this. It's very high in protein, very low in carbs, and here's a big one. Our product is very low in sodium.
Yeah.
Our competitors start anywhere from 440 milligrams as high as 680 milligrams per ounce. We're 128 across the board. So you want that heart to live longer? Great. I can't remember all the benefits, but I do want to roll through this real quick if you don't mind. And I know you got to wrap this up. Carbs is very low. Fiber, there's a lot of fiber. There's zinc, 21% of your daily value intake of zinc. There's vitamin B12, phosphorus, folate, iron. Whoa, ladies, 8%.
I was going to say.
8% of your daily intake. Copper, choline, can you pronounce that word? What's that one there?
Psyllium?
Psyllium, there you go, thank
say
you. I did go to
cellulitis.
They
school.
didn't ask you.
Potassium.
Cellulitis. Celium.
Here, finish reading those. There's a bunch of them. But pick your diet. Whatever
Psyllium,
diet.
potassium, thiamine, magnesium, riboflavin, and niacin.
So whatever your
They really are. They
whatever
taste
your
so
diet
good.
is, there's
It's your
really,
multivitamin.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
Hey, you want to grow your kids right? Instead of buying them one of those little rubber things you put in there and let them chew on it, teeth them on some jerky.
We'll try Baby Bradley.
Buttery prime rib teething tools. I like this.
We should
Yes.
probably have started this show by saying none of us are physicians, so this isn't recommended.
Thank you. Just
Listen,
go online. Look
we
around.
got to wrap up here, but go to thejerkyguru.com or just put a bunch of shit in your mouth that has salt in it. Either way, Lee, thank you for being here.
Thank
Kendra
you
Bill.
guys. I appreciate
We'll
it.
see you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks.